Welcome back, below TCL. Scorpion 72. Today we're going to take a look at the new Batman Adventures Scarecrow figure from DC Collectibles. Here he is on the blister card packaging. It says there's 18 pieces inside. Back is just has a silhouette. So without further ado, let's take a look at this. Here we have Scarecrow. So this is based off of, as I mentioned earlier, the new Batman Adventures. Not my favorite Scarecrow. I like him for he looks creepy, but I prefer the other classic kind of looking Scarecrow. But it's not my favorite, but I do like him because he looks really creepy, as I mentioned. He has the noose around his neck. He has this little, like, you know, Undertaker hat going on, and his face just looks really like dead, you know, like his eyes are so in there, and it's just like white beady eyes, and he just looks like an Undertaker, and that's kind of scary in itself. I put him on the stand because he's not going to really stand without it, and it's really balanced him really well due to his legs being really close by into his body. This whole jacket is really pliable plastic. You can see him just lifting it up just like that, no problem. So you can actually split his legs and stuff like that. You know, get some cool poses, like, you know, little fighting poses with him. Not too much, but just enough. While we're doing that, let's go into articulation. Head's on a kind of a ball joint. He just goes from side to side. Kind of hard to really make a cool close judgment. I don't want to break them. The hat's really soft. It would have been cool if the hat came off. Of course, there's not like 18 pieces, or I think 15 pieces on the front. There's like maybe 10. That's another thing, as you know, I always mention that. I think the hat was one of the things that was supposed to be removable, but it seems to be glued on, and I'm not sure about taking it off because I don't know how it would look. It might look silly, but he's never really been without his hat anyway. Arms go out. He has single joint in the elbow with a swivel. He has swivel here in, I guess it would be like his, I guess it's considered his wrist, because his hands are really long and lanky. He has no ab crunch. He does have a waist swivel. As I showed before, his legs are just one joint there for bending. Ankles on an ankle rocker, and they actually twist on an ankle pivot, and they rock too. So it's like 3 articulation points in the foot alone. So what does he come with? Well, let's put him back on his stand. He comes with a set of hands, or long arms you can call them. So he basically comes with 2 types of gripping hands like these. He comes with 2 fist hands, which have very tiny holes in there, which I'm not sure why. I guess you want to fit something very small, like if you have a little vial or something like that, a makeshift vial to pretend he's holding 2 chemicals in his hand, you can do that. And then he comes with like another kind of like more gripping holding hand, which I already have one here, and this one's another open hand here. Now, way to change of hands, I'll just redo it with this one. You just pull here on the hand, just pull straight down. Always pull straight down with figures that have changeable hands, because if you try to turn to the side of stuff, you can break this peg. So we'll put this back in, and the reason why I'm putting back in the same hand, once I get it in there, is because his accessory, one of them is basically this hand fits it the best, and that would be the canister. This was shown in the cartoon, so the canister kind of fits in there. That not too, this fits kind of snug. It really, which is surprising. I just put it in there very gently, and it holds. Where would Scarecrow be without his cane? At least this Scarecrow. He just has a regular wooden cane. Nothing special to it. You know, except for, you know, whacking a Batgirl off the rooftop. If you guys know what episode I'm talking about, one of my favorite episodes there. You should watch it. What's it called there? Over the Edge. That one's a really good episode from this series. The other thing he comes with, which we will change the hand now for that, is where's the gripping, what's the kind of cut hand, here we go, put this here, which is this gun, which is a tranquilizer gun, or something. Is the gun that I remember from the episode he used to administer his fear toxins and stuff like that. He would shoot this at either people or animals or whatever is in his vicinity. So to get it in there, just open his hand, and he holds it quite well. The only problem is that he doesn't have a trigger finger, so he can't get it through the little loop. It is up to you, customize or whatever. If you want to cut part of the finger to actually make him hold the gun like he's supposed to, that's totally up to you. Another thing I've noticed when I was changing hands here is that it kind of loosens the articulation here in his elbow and his elbow swivel here. So now it's really kind of loose. So that's got me a little worried there when I was changing his hands earlier on before I did the video. So just be aware of that, to kind of like, I guess, keep his hand straight when changing his hand, because I forgot about that as you can see, and now it's a little loose. I think it will go back just by leaving it alone. I don't know why, but if that became loose, that's how it is. All of them come with a stand with the turnaround, which is one of my favorite things about this. It's not really a turnaround, it's like clear and then dark, like, if you see what I mean. It's like not even showing the back, but there's not really much to see because he's just, that's it. The paint is really well done. There's no blotches on mine. Stands are very useful holding the figure. I've mentioned a lot of times with the back piece, you can just kind of cut that off with a X-Acto knife. It takes up too much room to put your figures on the shelf. I'll show you how to change the hands with the little instruction sheet it comes with, and or how to put them on the stand. Same thing like before. And of course, there comes a little checklist showing you all the figures, which this is series 2 checklist, so it's almost done. Well, it is done now because I do have the Mad Hatter, which is my next video that's coming up. So I do have the Mad Hatter, so this checklist here is complete for me. So he should still be available at online retailers, especially shops, comic book shops and stuff. You've been a fan of this series, cartoon series, you're getting the figures, I do recommend it. Scorpion72 with a review of Scarecrow from the new Batman Adventures, telling you to enjoy your toys. Until next time, keep playing. Thanks for watching. Ciao.